Well, good morning, everybody. This is Goldfinger for the Goldfinger Minute. Today, my guest is Mike. Hi, Mike.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. And Mike's going to tell us a little bit about his story. Now, he's been here for a while. How long have you been here for, Mike?
So I've been here on and off for, I'd say, about the past 2 years.
Okay.
My current stint, I came back from Thailand about 4 months ago. I did a fitness camp up there. It was fun.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just went to Thailand just for the fitness camp?
Yeah.
Good for you. Look like you're in good shape. What age are you?
45.
Okay. Yeah, you look young. And
I don't know about that, but thanks.
you look young. I mean, you do. What can I say? You look younger than most of the guys that come here.
I need all the help I can get.
Now, I assume you're retired since you're traveling around and you're not back at this. I assume you came from the U.S.?
That's correct.
Okay.
So retired, I'd say I'm like semi-retired. If there are opportunities that come up, I may still take advantage of those. But at the moment, I'm not.
What was
not
your
currently employed.
occupation?
So I've actually done quite a few things. I've transitioned careers.
Okay.
I used to be a teacher, actually. I taught
very good.
abroad in China for a number of years.
Oh,
And then most recently, I've been working in technology. So I learned how to code, got into a career called data science, and worked for a couple of large technology companies. So Snapchat, worked for Meta a bit as a contractor, and I've worked for Agoda.
very good. And so you're too young to get a Social Security check yet. So you're just living off of funds that you've made and banked. I assume.
That's correct.
Very, very good. Now, how do you like the Philippines?
I'd say that there are a number of advantages in the Philippines that really attract me to it. So I have some experience in Southeast Asia. So I worked at Agoda in Bangkok in Thailand.
Okay.
So I've seen kind of the differences there and the Philippines. But something about the Philippines, it's hard to quantify. It might be the English speaking aspect of it. It might be a little bit of the kind of chaos and disorder. I don't know if that
Actually,
kind
for
of,
me, it was the people. The people are so nice here.
yeah, and I chaos and disorder. That's really a negative frame. I should say the energy here. I really like that, and there's sort of an informal aspect in kind of how things are arranged and done here that I really like.
Very good. Now, you plan on staying here or plan on traveling?
Do I plan on staying here? Yes.
And do you plan on traveling a little in the meantime, in between?
I'd say like a little bit of travel. I'm not someone who is constantly looking to travel, although I have lived in different areas of the world. So I mentioned Thailand and also China.
Okay.
But I don't actually typically, when I'm settled somewhere, I don't particularly travel all that much.
No. Okay. So now, have you found a lady here?
I have.
Okay. Let's go back. Where did you come from?
Came from the States, California, San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay. All right. And you still have anything back home?
I have family there.
Okay. You have sons, daughters?
No. I'm divorced. I don't have any children.
Okay. So you don't have to worry about grandchildren. That might be a plus.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
This is way down the line.
Okay. And you found out, you came here in what year originally?
I came here originally, let me think about this. I want to say 2022, but that might be off. It might be, it was early 2022 or no, 2023, I think. Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I came during Holy Week. I was on a vacation from my job in Thailand, and I decided I've never been to the Philippines. Why not take a week and explore? I heard about Apo Island. And I come during Holy Week here, and I didn't realize that everything's going to be closed down, and there's going to be
They celebrate. There's a lot more parades and celebrations than there are places open and operating. But that's okay. It's also a busy week too, though.
Right.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. And you're living now in Dumaguete?
That's correct.
And why did you choose Dumaguete?
I would say primarily And I don't know if you mind me mentioning other vloggers.
No,
but
no, go ahead. It's
primarily, I'd say Old Dog.
Yeah,
and
he has a big draw.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And,
Mike.
And some of Rike and some of those other vloggers.
Rike was started way back in the day. He's not so much here in Dumaguete anymore, but he was around for a lot of years.
Yeah, like a lot of people during COVID, I had a lot of time on my hands and went down the YouTube rabbit hole. And
you and me
this
both.
is what happened.
Yeah, me too. Okay. I'm actually here for Paul because of Paul too. So Paul had a big draw. It's all your fault, Paul. Just letting you know. So if you watch this, we're all going to blame you for anything that happens, good or bad. All right. So Paul's a good friend of mine. So as you know, and then what did you find? I assume you rented a hotel and then maybe something else. What did you find here when you got here? What did you finally settle up?
So in my trip during Holy Week, I stayed at Hotel Essentia.
Okay.
And that was all right. It was perfectly serviceable.
Yeah. Downtown, which is nice. Walking distance,
convenient to everything. And eventually, I settled on Go Hotels out near Robinson.
Okay.
Currently, I'm looking for an apartment or a house to rent, and as my situation kind of changes.
All right. Are you on a budget? Are you concerned about expenses, or are you able to rent a house if you find something you like?
I can rent a house if I find something that I like. But it's money is still is still an object.
It's always.
Right? So it's always.
But you have investments. I assume you're making money on your money. So
yes.
So are you into Dumaguete? Is a little bit crowded, I will say. In the 3 years I've been here, it's gotten more crowded. And I know, talking to Paul and Mike, they've been here longer, it's gotten a lot crowded, like multiple times.
Right.
And if you go to Darwin, do you like the beach at all? Because Darwin and Bakong has better beaches.
I'm really more of a mountain guy than a beach guy. So I think Valencia would be more my what I'm into. I went to, so I'm on kind of a 2-track sort of thing that I'm looking at here. So initially, I'm just looking for a place to rent probably for the next year or so. And then after that, I'm starting to look more long term, whether it's purchasing a property or perhaps building. But that's
Don't
something
build.
to
Don't build.
Okay. I hear
Don't
you.
build.
I hear you.
You've heard all the horror stories.
I've heard the horror stories. I've watched a fair number of vlogs of foreigners building their own houses.
If you want to invest in something, buy the property, but don't build.
Right.
Okay. Well, of course and it's difficult for you to buy.
So as I'm looking for something to rent, I'm also kind of trying to get an idea of the market here in terms of properties for sale. So I went and actually looked at a place up near. It's in Hunob, like kind of half the way up to Valencia. And that was this is a nice neighborhood, small little place, but it looked like a great place to live.
Well, if it's for investment, you want to be on a main road,
right?
Because commercial property, and they don't actually have zoning laws here per se.
Like that's what I've heard.
Yeah, like the States. So if you buy a piece of property, and let's say it's on National Highway or it's on Jose Romero, which is the main street going from Dumaguete to Valencia, and they might have a little house on it, you can rent that house out or live in it. But in the meantime, you can eventually change the house and make it into a business.
Right.
Okay? So for investment standards, I would say, but if you're looking for someplace just to live and enjoy, you don't want to be on the main highway.
No.
Okay. So, and honestly, I think you'd be happier in a house because I've lived in apartments and it gets a little bit intrusive on your privacy. Okay. Sure. You have people that have fights. You have people that are drunk. They come home drunk and they make noises, or if it's a pool, they go in at 2 a.m. with all their friends, that kind of stuff. Now, I love a pool, but I don't know if I'd want to have a house with a pool because it's a lot of maintenance.
Right.
So you'll have to think about all those things. There's a lot. And start working with a couple of real estate agents.
Yes.
And I can name a few for you.
I'd appreciate that.
Now, you got the ebook, I'm sure, a while back.
Yes, I do.
Did you get an updated one yet?
I do have one in my email. I'm going to admit I haven't quite perused the whole thing. You're so thorough with those. So
maybe it's too technical.
No.
It's the same problem I have with this. We're laughing because I had sound issues this morning. Okay. And I'm going, this studio is so complicated. It takes me a few minutes to figure out what the hell is going on because I have to change my mindset from rental of motorbikes, doing the schools, okay, with the computer classrooms, doing these podcasts and YouTube, and then I have peptides. I'm too scattered.
You might be scattered, but you're also really into optimizing whatever it is you're doing. I can see that. So.
I like being multitasking, and it makes me young. I don't know why, but I like it. Okay. Yeah. The problem is I don't sleep.
Tell me more about peptides. Joe Rogan's mentioned them, but I don't really understand what's going on here.
They're so great. So peptides, and I'm not an expert on it. I'm still learning too. Okay, there are a couple people I'll mention on YouTube that you could learn from, but peptides are basically synthesized cells within your body. Okay, I don't know the exact term for it, but basically it's something you naturally produce, but you produce less as you get older. Okay, and people end up with mental or medical or physical problems. Okay, due to the loss of those of the natural peptides within their body. Okay, and so they, you know what? I need to put the air on. It's kind of warm in here. Basically, by injecting, and you don't want to take pills. From what I understand, pills are not very effective. They do have a few peptides in pills, but they don't. Not very. So you have to inject a little bit, okay, just a tiny little needle, okay, like an insulin needle. It's like a quarter-inch long, very small. And by injecting peptides, you could do a lot of things. You can reverse Alzheimer's. You can, if you're having prostate trouble, you can reverse that. If you're having sleep problems, which I do, I'm starting to take one to help me sleep at night, to relax, so my mind relax. Lose weight is a main one. Okay, retatrutide is one of the, because it has immediate results. Some of them take several months.
Right.
And there's a lot of problems that people have, different kinds of problems, like shoulder problems or back problems or ankle problems, where they need either cartilage or they need muscle rebuilding. There's peptides for that that do both. They'll densify your muscles. Okay, they'll make it denser because we get frail as we get older.
Right.
And the muscles have a little, where they used to be solid, they have air gaps or a little, and so that's why people break their legs or ankles getting out of a tub or things like that when they're in their 80s. Okay, a lot older, but there's just peptides for absolutely everything. It's amazing. I carry and sell probably 20 different ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for a lot of different situations, including sex drive. They work better than Cialis. Yeah, it's crazy. There's peptides for absolutely everything, and they're coming out with more and more. And now there's a youth peptide they just came out with that will make you younger and more active and energetic and full of life. I don't know. It's amazing.
Yeah, who can tell where science is going now?
And it's hard to keep track because they keep coming up with new ones.
Right.
Okay. So, what can I say? I'm kind of excited about it, but I'm still. I'm 69. Okay, we're not going to turn back. I'm not going to live to 120. So come on.
Well, who knows?
I don't know if I want to live to 120. So we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, I'll show you some more when we get off the air.
Please.
I will. I'll give you some pamphlets on it. And I'm just getting involved now with shipping to the U.S. So I found a way to ship to the U.S. that's allowed because it's not a medication. It's not a drug. It's basically a natural product.
Right.
And they're finally recognizing it. I think President Trump just mentioned something about allowing the peptides and providing them at a fair rate because they're extremely expensive in the U.S. It could cost anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month just for one of them, okay? And they're $50 here for a month. So it's a lot more affordable. I get them out of China. We get them tested, and we verify with everybody. And I have 25 people now in Dumaguete on them.
Wow.
Yeah. So it took off. It really did. And I've been on it 3 months and lost 42 pounds But
I was going to say, yeah.
I've lost.
You're looking light on your
feet. But I got to lose about another 60. I had 100 pounds to lose, so I have to lose another 60. But the first few weeks is a lot, and then like all diets, so the first few weeks you lose faster, and then it slows down. But then you could add another peptide that boosts the previous peptide, so you can lower your dosage. There's peptides that increase your heart rate, so that you're using more energy. If you take one peptide that makes you not interested in food, so you can eat one meal a day and it's not a problem. You don't get the cravings or the hunger pains, and then you take another one that increases your heart rate and makes you a little bit warmer. Basically, you're working at a little higher temp, and it's burning fat. And then there's another peptide that takes care of visceral fat. It dissolves visceral fat around your liver and kidneys, which is a killer. And so there's peptides for everything, man. Wow. It's crazy.
That is amazing.
Yeah. And so, I'll go over it with you. It's complicated. I do a couple peptide videos by themselves, but that's not what this was meant to be. So,
well, if that's on your channel, I got to go find those.
Yeah, I have a couple of them on, and I update it every once in a while with the new ones that come out. So, and there's lots of information on YouTube. There's a Trevor Backmeyer, Dr. Trevor Backmeyer, as another doctor. I can't think of her name offhand, but both of the ladies that I'll have to put it in my next vlog when I do it. The lady's name I can't think of. She's very good too. But Dr. Trevor Bachmeyer is very knowledgeable. You can watch his videos, and he does almost daily videos on different peptides. The only problem is, if you watch him, skip the first 10 minutes, because the first 10 minutes of every one of his vlogs is cussing out other vloggers that said things that are wrong. He's got this swelled head, okay, telling everybody how wonderful he is. Is my ear on? No. Okay, let me put my ear on. I can feel it's getting warmer. There we go. So he goes on. He has a swelled head. He's extremely jaded. He says, "I am the best. You're the best. Why are you not listening to me?" And he goes on that 10 minutes of every video. Okay, skip the first 10 minutes, and then you're going to get the information, because his information, if you get past his attitude, the information is incredible. He's very, very good. So Trevor Bachmeyer.
All right.
Now,
have you been on one meal a day for a while now?
For at least 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, one meal a day, 2 months.
I've spent some time doing intermittent fasting, and I found that has a big impact.
It does.
My energy.
I'm also on a low carb, but
me too, as well. Yeah,
I cheat.
Yeah, it's difficult. I know.
There's a Mexican restaurant here that I did a vlog on, and it's M&M, okay? And it's really good rice and beans. I'm telling you, you could just get a bowl of rice and beans and be totally happy. Total carbs. But their Mexican rice and beans are to die for, and they're enchiladas.
Rice and beans, when you eat them together, they actually form a complete protein. So there is that
cool.
as well.
So I'll just eat rice and beans. No, I got to watch it because I love their enchiladas. They have beef enchiladas that are to die for. And their tacos are good. Oh, let's not get started. Okay, so yeah, I only have my coffee with a little cream in the morning. That's probably the only carbs I have. But I use whipping cream, so it's high fat, low carb, and then I'll usually eat in the afternoon around 1 to 2 in the afternoon, and that's it. I might have an apple at night before I go to bed, but that's apples aren't too bad because they have fiber.
Yeah.
So you're getting into healthy stuff too. You obviously went to Thailand for the camp.
Yes, I did.
And how long was that?
So I spent actually about 6 weeks there. It was
wow.
It was a great experience.
Was it intense?
So what was nice about it was that it was the experience was it was customizable. So the first few days I could barely walk around or even sit on the toilet. I was so sore.
Oh my God.
My hamstrings were just destroyed.
Okay.
But it was great. I really enjoyed my time there. It was all inclusive. So they have it's called PhuketFit. I should plug it.
Okay.
Just because the guy there
is it on the island of Phuket?
It is. Okay. It is. And they have a restaurant there that's all the meals are included. And they have the calories for every item. You order in a little app, so it keeps track of everything, and it has all the macronutrients, so you know exactly how much protein, fat and carbs are in everything you
And
eat.
what are they trying to do?
And they're trying to, and they track that in the app, so you see over time, exactly what's going in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you have the exercise components. So they do like weightlifting. They have high intensity HIIT. I forget what that stands for. High intensity interval training. So kind of like cardio.
Right. Raising up your heart rate and getting
your
cardio
VO2 max and all that kind of optimized. And then they also have like pool workouts that are a little bit lower
Swimming is
intensity.
excellent. Yeah.
Yoga, Muay Thai, of course, is huge there. You can do some little Muay Thai boxing.
Wow.
So yeah, it's great.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and you live there. They have rooms there, so you can either choose to stay there or if you want to, there's a hotel across.
We're
going
to add the link, guys, in the description. I'll get that from Mike. We'll get the link. And what do they charge for that?
So I spent about I think it was like $1,000 a week roughly when I was there.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a big expense, but I really wanted to.
Did you say it was 6 weeks?
I needed a total refresh at that point. I was very overweight and not very healthy.
Okay. How much did you lose?
So that's actually a great question. I didn't actually lose that much weight there.
Because you got muscle.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So I kind of replaced the fat with muscle. I'd say I lost about 6 pounds or so. But kind of according to the scans that I did, I probably gained like at least that much in muscle. So
very good.
Yeah.
Lean machine you are now.
No, not at all. But definitely, if you look at photos, I'd say I started out close to 200 pounds, and now I'm about 180 or so.
That's excellent. Wait, you're what height right now?
5'11".
5'11". Okay, so yeah, that's very low weight for 5'11". You're pretty tall. So that sounds good. So make sure I get that information. I'll add it to the description.
Sure.
So people can check it out.
Happy to.
Yeah, and I assume it's obviously costs more if you stay there. So they charge you a hotel.
Yes, that's right.
Is it separate? They charge separate for the education on and workout, and then they have a separate fee, obviously, for the hotel.
Yes, that's correct.
They separate it out. Okay, very good. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that idea. I wish they had it here. Maybe one day. They don't. Really.
Well, I think they might have some places in the Philippines that offer kind of similar services, but I can't. The quality there. I had nothing but positive things to say about all the staff there, and they were just great.
And I assume they have a website you could look at.
Yes.
Things like that. Okay. Cool. Very good. And so now here you're going to be looking for someplace, maybe in Valencia. Mm-hmm. It does get very hot soon in Dumaguete, and Valencia is a lot cooler.
That's something I can appreciate.
Yeah, Valencia. So you'll feel the difference.
Yeah. So I'm from San Francisco, and we have the fog, and I don't think there's anything like that here.
No, you're not going to get the fog, and you're not going to be as cool maybe as San Francisco because you have ocean breeze.
Right.
But it could be a lot nicer in Valencia during the summer. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's a little wetter in the winter. That's just, and if you're willing to put up with a little more rain and overcast in the winter, it's definitely nicer in the summer. Very pleasant. So, and you get if you're up in the hills, you get a breeze. So that's nice too. All right. So now what else?
And you're close to Forest Camp and all that.
Yeah. And they're building a lot more restaurants up there too. Nicer restaurants, nicer stores. So that's cool. And they don't get as much power blackouts, by the way.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, their power source is in Valencia. It's thermal from the ground. That's where they have the hot springs. Natural hot springs is in Valencia.
Oh, that's right. I was just up to the sulfur vents up there. So
they also have that too, which stinks to sell like rotten eggs.
Well, so I thought that was going to be the case, but for the viewing platform where you're there, I guess the wind was in a different direction.
Yeah,
so we got
spared
good. That. Yeah,
they have the monkey reserve up there. I don't know if you saw that. That's really.
I saw the sign for it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they have a monkey reserve. There's a lot of things happening, and they have more space. It's you get a bigger property, you get more room up there because Dumaguete is getting a little bit crowded.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, smaller lots and a lot more commercial, and noisier.
Is it just me, or it seems like the brownouts haven't been as often lately, the past month or two?
During the bad rains, you're staying where right now?
I'm in near Robinson's at the
Are you
Go
at the
hotels.
Go? Okay. So Go has a generator.
Yes, I know.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I'm aware.
you probably didn't have to deal with it, but
We still have the power goes out momentarily, and then they turn the generator on.
yeah, but for us the power's still out.
Yes. Yeah. But so the reason why I say that is I haven't noticed that happening as much.
It
over
actually
the
happened twice last
month.
night.
Huh.
Around
I must have been sleeping.
pretty late. It was probably after 11 p.m.
Okay.
I stay up till around 12. So it was between 11 and 12 a.m.
All right.
Twice. And it didn't last very long, but the power went out. You will only notice maybe 2 or 3, 5 minutes tops before they pop their generators on. But it does happen actually more often than you realize, but you have a generator that kicks on. So it's really annoying when it's gone off for a planned, when they're doing planned transmission work, they turn it off for a whole day.
Do you have a lot of do you know a lot of expats that kind of build in their own contingency plans for that, whether it's a generator or a solar system?
So when you're in an apartment, you really can't have a gasoline generator. It's going to be too noisy.
Right.
Or even a diesel any generator. But you can have the electric lithium backup power supplies, okay, which I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 of them. They're silent. So you charge them up, and then it's just like a giant battery that changes its low voltage to AC voltage, okay, and higher voltage, and it puts out 220 because we're 220 volts here, at 60 hertz, and so I could plug in my refrigerator if I need to. I don't run an you can't run air conditioners, but you can run appliances and lights. If it's at the nighttime, you run lights, or you use solar lights, and there are a lot of solar lights available too.
Right.
The other way around it is solar panels, but again, you're going to charge a battery, and they're not going to work at night.
Right.
So a lot of expats, when they get a house, like I have a house now, I'm looking into a generator. But the thing is, it hasn't been so often. You're right. For the last couple of months, it hasn't been so often. It happened a few times, but not as often as say months before, like last year. Last year was ridiculous. So I might get the generator, but the thing is, if you get a generator, there's maintenance, and somebody has to turn it on, and somebody has to turn it off, because unless you get automatic kick on, kick off with timers and all that, it gets kind of expensive. And then if you use gas, you don't want to leave, the gas goes bad. So you want to use a diesel, because diesel is an oil, and so it lasts, I don't know. There's pros and cons for it all. So
Sure.
And if it's pouring rain and the power goes out, because that's a lot of times that happens, is you have a storm, like the storms came through here this past 2 weeks. We had all those big storms, and that power went out. In fact, we have a problem with our up on the pole right here, where the transformer explodes. It's done it 3 or 4 times since I've been here. I've only been here less than a year. 4 times I've seen that thing explode. You can hear it. If sparks are flying and everything. 4 times. I don't know why they don't put a bigger transformer up there, but whatever. And I look at it, and they keep replacing it with the same one, because the Philippines doesn't have a lot of common sense, as you probably know by now. There's no common sense. I don't want to knock them down. They're great people. I love them. They don't plan ahead. Okay, that's the problem. They don't plan ahead. And so they keep putting the same one back, and it explodes because there's too much power being used, obviously, by too many people, and it overwhelms it. So I forgot what I was going on a tangent. Anyway, I don't know if I really want to deal with going in the middle of the night in a rain, okay, when the power goes out, and turn it on, and then 15 minutes later the power goes back on, and I got to go out and turn it off. That's not exciting either, especially if it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning, okay?
Sure.
So I'd have to have a way of turning it on and off and separating it from the panel. You have to have a transfer switch. I'd have to have a way of doing it from inside the house. Otherwise, it's just not convenient.
Yeah.
So if I could start it up from inside the house and wait a few minutes and then start it up and have a transfer switch that takes you off the grid, I'm sure they have it. It's not going to be cheap. You know that, okay? But yeah, there are a few people that do buy generator. I know Paul did. Yeah, he just recently bought one. So it gets annoying.
Yeah.
It's one of the things we have to live with. You got to take the bad with the good. There's just so much more good. It outweighs the bad.
Yeah, I've been I've gone down the off-grid rabbit hole a little bit
Yeah.
in terms of trying to investigate that. It seems like it takes a lot of work to really become
There isn't an easy way.
Independent and
Yeah, there isn't an easy way. If you wanted to go fully off the grid, then you're going to have a whole bunch of solar panels on your roof. That's not cheap. And a whole bunch of batteries and something inverter to charge them and all that. And they go bad. It's maintenance, okay? They don't last forever. And you have to, check on it and deal with it. It's not trouble-free.
No.
So you're creating a little bit of a rock on your back, and we try to get less rocks on our back as we get older.
That's fair.
You're right. So I know somebody actually did that. They put solar panels all over the top of their house. It was several 100,000 pesos. Okay, 300, 400, 500. And they said that they're still connected to the grid, but they pay almost nothing for electricity to Norco.
Is that Greg and Vilma?
No, that was actually a Lorenzo, and I don't remember his.
Okay.
I think it's a fiance. I don't think they got married. His fiance's name, and they got a big house, a really big house. And he decided he didn't want to be on the grid, though he still is. He says he's independent on it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Is a lot of people have hybrid systems where they're connected to the grid, but
both ways.
Yeah.
And you could also do with generator too. So in case your batteries, you have a generator. I mean, there's no limit. Now there's propane. I'd love to have a propane generator. I'd love to have a Honda generator that are more silent, but that's all import and expensive. You don't have. I mean, you can get Honda generators here, but it's not easily gotten, and it's very expensive. But they are probably the best generators as Hondas. All right. Now, what else? So we covered peptides, we covered generators, we covered you are looking for a place. But why don't you have a girlfriend?
I do have a girlfriend.
Okay, good. Let's hear about her.
Actually, I should. It's. We haven't set a date yet, but practically fiance. Yeah.
Practically fiance. Okay. Is she going to watch this?
Maybe. I'll send her a link.
Uh-oh. All right. So she's not living with you. Where is she?
She's not far away. She is working here in Dumaguete.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about her, if you can.
So she works at a coffee shop. I'm not going to disclose which
That's
one
fine.
because just for privacy concerns. But I walked by one day and I just So I've done the apps before and haven't had the best luck with that. And this was not that case at all. I just saw her and knew I had to ask her out, and that's what happened.
It just worked.
Yeah.
Cool. Can we have her first name?
Her name is Nina.
Nina. Okay, Nina. Very nice. And you guys have been dating, seeing each other for how long?
We've been seeing each other for a little over 4 months now. So not as long as maybe some other people would, but before proposing. But
so I know all of my viewers are going to ask, what is her age?
She's 22 years old.
Yeah, and you're double that.
That's correct.
I think 45 was it?
That's correct.
Okay. But you know what? That's the weird thing here. Here, age doesn't matter between men and women.
Yeah,
It's
noticed
bizarre.
that.
It does not matter. But it's a big thing in the USA, okay? Can you imagine somebody my age, I'm 69, and Carolyn, my wife, is 34, okay? That would never happen in the U.S. They throw me in jail, I think. They hit me with bats and stones. They kill me for that, okay? Like, what are you doing? You can't be allowed to do that. I don't know of anybody that has a wife half their age in the U.S. unless they're a multi-billionaire and it was strictly for the money. And here, that's not the case. Everybody thinks it's for the money. It's not the case here.
Yeah, it took me a while to wrap my head around this as well.
Because we're brought up not to expect that or even think that way.
And the truth is, her younger sister is dating someone substantially older than I am. So it's it's.
But it doesn't affect anybody here. Nobody thinks.
Right.
Only we do. Only the foreigners think there's something wrong with it, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around that. Even now, we've been together for almost 3 years. I think 30. 34 months. I think we're coming out of 34 months. So almost 3 years I've been with Carolyn. And, she knows me. I know her. We love each other. She's not a gold digger. But everybody, that's what they think. It's only because of money. They only went for you because of money. Well, it might be a part of it, but it's not a major part of it if you find the right girl.
I think of it more in terms of kind of people have basic requirements for happiness in life, and security is one of those. And I think that to an extent, there is some desire to find a man that can help with that security, but it's not a determining factor in any way. In fact, Nina's kind of told me that she's had offers from men that are a little bit more capable in that aspect. So I haven't.
I think they like someone that's mature. Maturity is a big thing,
right?
Because typically boys their own age are not mature. Okay, I don't care where you are, what country. Boys that are 22 years old are not mature. Okay, so I know maturity is part of it. I think the other, of course, it is that you know what you want, and you're not a player anymore.
Right.
Okay, so when you get older, you got that all out of your system. Okay, you played the field, you had a lot of girls, and you drank a lot, and you went to bars, and you partied until you were drunk and fell down and don't know where you woke up or who you woke up with. Okay, we've done all that. Okay, we don't want that anymore. So that's part of being mature. The other thing, maturity, obviously, being able to be stable and have an income that's stable, that's a big help too. They do think about their family. Filipinos very much are family oriented here, much more than the U.S. And they want to take care of their parents or grandparents. Okay, and if they can help them out, they'll work to send money home. What does she do with her money that she's working?
Yeah, she sends it home.
Yeah, so that's very common. Carolyn does too. Carolyn does artwork, and she makes that money, and that's her money. And then I also just started this year, after 2 years, I just started to send money to her mother because they have a farm out in the province, and they grow rice and I don't know what else. They have caribou. I've never been there. I don't think I could handle it. They sleep on the floor. There's a lot of mosquitoes.
The mosquitoes get to me too.
I can't take those mosquitoes.
I grew up camping, so I have a little bit of a tolerance for rougher situations. But yeah, mosquitoes that's tough.
And they don't have a bathroom.
They
don't have any kind of bathroom.
Yeah,
they go out in the woods and they do it like a dog. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Not going to happen.
Okay, I've used the bucket system before, and I can do that, but wouldn't be my first choice by any.
It doesn't work. Okay. Yeah. Interesting enough, though, getting on this subject, I don't know why we got on this subject, but interesting enough, I like the sprayer.
The sprayer.
The sprayer in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Your butt sprayer.
Okay.
I like the butt sprayer. I've got to tell you, I like it better than
the bidet.
Well, it's a bidet, but I always thought when I grew up in the U.S., a bidet was strictly for women, and it was something that was within the toilet that they pressed a button or something and sprayed you.
Okay.
But I guess that's not necessarily true. It could be an external sprayer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I like the bidet.
Yeah.
I think it's much better. We're not using paper. I won't have a toilet paper shortage during stupid times when everybody thinks they're going to run out of toilet paper. It's so stupid. It's cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not soaking wet when you're done. It dries right away. Okay.
Yep.
It's just a little bit of water. I don't know. I like it. I know we went on a shit subject, but but sorry guys. But I got to tell you, if I went back to the U.S. to live, I'd put in a bidet.
Yeah.
But I always thought, I was brought up to think that was only for women.
Yeah, my first experience with that was kind of in film and stuff. I saw it was like a Japanese sort of thing. That the Japanese were very, hygiene oriented,
very.
And the bidet was primarily used out here in Asia for just a hygienic aspect. But no, I enjoy it too.
I think it's better.
Yeah.
I think overall it's better because water is still a very available source and paper isn't. Okay. And my first time in coming to that was a lady that came from Europe, built a place in Mexico, and I was staying in Mexico for a couple of years, and I rented a apartment from her, and I'm like, where's toilet paper? Okay, you don't even have a toilet paper holder. And she goes, no, you use a sprayer. I'm like, what sprayer? All I do is sprayers when you clean dishes in a sink. And I go, this is what they use in Europe, really? But actually, you get used to it. It works very well.
Okay.
Moving on.
This is the most fun I've had talking about this since I talked to my cousin. He owns a portable restroom trailer business. So
okay.
Yeah.
Like in the California, it's called Andy Gump because that's the guy who the original owner was Andy, and his last name was Gump, and everybody calls them Andy Gumps. I don't know why, but they're actually portable bathrooms.
Yeah.
But they don't have sprayers. Okay, they have paper. Okay, but they have glorified Andy Gumps now. They have really fancy ones with air conditioning, lighting, flushing toilets, the whole bit. But that's when you talk about studio. You used to have studios come up my place and rent and film because I had almost a Western museum on 30 acres. Okay, actually,
wow.
The whole property was 40 acres, but I only used 10 of it. And we'd have everybody coming out there for filming or photographing for magazines. And it was an interesting. 10 years I did that. It was very interesting. But they'd bring out these huge trailer bathrooms, fancy. From Andy Gump, because Andy Gump makes the really cheap construction type too, which is their biggest business. That's how they started with construction, portable toilets. But these fancy ones were something else. They even do catering. I love that actually.
Apparently, it's a big thing for like outdoor weddings.
Yes, I had a wedding ranch. Yeah, for 10 years, Sweetwater Springs Wedding Ranch in Agua Dulce, California, which is just. It's in the Los Angeles area, but it's near the Vasquez Mountains, so it's very scenic.
Where are the Vasquez Mountains?
So that is just outside of Los Angeles. You have Los Angeles, then you have Santa Clarita, and then if you jump through Agua Dulce,
like
the
the
town.
Grapevine, roughly?
No, not going that way. We're going more west.
Santa Clarita.
It's been a while. Sierra Highway or. Freeway 14. It's been a long time,
out
guys.
Towards Ventura, maybe.
It's actually towards Palmdale and Lancaster.
Okay.
But it's before you get to Palmdale and Lancaster.
All right.
So there's a mountain range. Okay, so it's cooler and it's higher up.
Yeah.
And if you go from Santa Clarita, I don't know, you have Los Angeles, and then you have Santa Clarita. You have a Highway 14 that goes over the mountains and gets to Palmdale and Lancaster. And in between is Vasquez Rocks.
All right.
Okay, and that's where I had property. And it was great. It was you had to be within a 30-mile zone of LA or Hollywood. And so in order not to pay extra money, and we were within that range, and I did weddings, Sweetwater Springs weddings. We did weddings, special events, anniversaries, and then also they'd be filming out there.
Okay.
I love the filming. There's several movies. The Flintstones was filmed out there. A lot of different things was filmed on my property.
I think that was back in the 90s, wasn't that? I think I remember that.
Yeah, I bought the property in, oh my God, you're dating me now. I think I bought the property in 82. I had everything built myself. And around 1989, I started collecting antiques and doing a lot of cool stuff like Knott's Berry Farm. Okay, it was totally cool. This property was totally cool. It was totally in my mind, and I created it. I had a lot of fun. And I'm sorry I sold it. And I'm sorry I'm not there. But I'm not sorry I'm not in Los Angeles, to be honest with you. But it was totally cool.
That's two of us.
I even got licensing to allow we had recreational zoning. I spent a lot of money on that property. I sold it for over $1 million. So
I'm sure.
To a guy that didn't want to do any of the events or the weddings, believe it or not. We were booked 3 years in advance. That's how well it took off. I had old wagons, old tractors, old farm equipment with a little plaque on each one that said what they were used for or where it was used.
That would have done amazing during the pandemic.
During the pandemic? We had people. We had groups that come through, tour groups.
No, you could do like glamping or like a lot of.
Oh, we had the Boy Scouts out there. Yeah. And they do overnight camping because we had a lot of lawn. I had a lot. We were on a river. There was a river reservoir underneath the ground. I forgot what they call it, but a huge water. And we drilled a well, and we had unlimited water. Okay, so we used water for everything. We had a koi pond, we had water wheels turning, we had grass, we had hundreds of trees. I miss the place, but
Don't blame me.
Yeah, I have memories. All the pictures are gone, unfortunately, but it's still there. And then the guy who bought it was. He didn't want to have any of the events. And so he hired me to come back because I lived in Las Vegas. I moved to Las Vegas, built a place there. And he had me and my wife come back there, and we hire other people to help with the events that were booked in the future. Because he says, I don't want to handle it, and I'm not going to be there when you have the events. But I said, you can't cancel them. You buy the property, you're buying it with the events.
Do you think it would make sense to do something like that? And do you think there's space for a property like that somewhere here?
You could do it here. But the problem is, you're not going to get the Western antiques like I got there. I mean, they were cheap. I did a lot of traveling, so I would see old farm equipment, pig troughs and wagons. I mean, you see it all the time. All farm equipment just rusting out there. And I go to the property owner, the farmer, and sometimes I just blow my horn. They don't have doorbells. You're out in Texas, Nebraska, and I say to him, would you like to sell that? And a lot of times they say, yeah. I said, I'll give you $500 for it, which was a lot of money for them out there in the middle of nowhere. And okay, and then I'd buy a trailer, put it on the trailer, and bring it back, and then I'd sell the trailer. So I sold like 20, 30 trailers, back in California, because they go for a lot more money in California, the trailers. And the trailers I'm buying were less than half the price. So I'd make money on the trailer, and then I'd use that antique. Oh, I have some cool antiques. Railroad stuff, railroad signals. I put the lights in them. I make them work. I actually had one that with the arm came down and the bell was ringing. So when you come into the property, you'd have to press the call button.
So did you sell all that stuff, or did you put it in any storage?
I sold the property as is.
Okay.
I didn't put anything in storage. I sold the property working as is. And again, we had weddings for at least 2 years after I sold it. I stopped booking because we were only booking in advance when I knew I was going to sell the property. I didn't really want to go on this whole story, but the property originally I put up for $675,000 as is. You get everything, and we had a gold. I put in a gold mine, railroad ties and the tunnel went it turned like it was curves, but obviously it ended, but you can't see the end. And then I put track in there with the ore carts and lanterns that lit up with low voltage lights, with the picks, the shovels, the pans. Even the things that they use for candles, they drive them into the rock. It was very cool.
See, now I understand the studio. It makes complete sense.
When I do something, it's pristine. It's got to be right. Okay, so, but it was very cool. So I put it up for $674, and then I couldn't sell it. I said to the guy, we were in escrow, and I says, you know what? I can't sell it. My heart and soul is in this property. I love it, and everybody's telling me, you're nuts to sell it. You'll never get it again. And I didn't listen to him. And so the following year, real estate went up. I sold it I put it up for $2,000 in 2003. And in 2005, I believe I sold it, or 2004, 2005. Because in 1 year, it went from $673,000 to $976,000.
Yeah.
And a guy offered me $1.2 million if I'd walk away, that had seen it previously and knew it was at $675,000. He says, I'll give you $1.2 million for it, almost twice what you wanted last year. And I looked at my wife at the time, and I says, I always said if I got $1 million for it, I'd sell it. I said, okay, fine. And I took all that money. I invested it in Las Vegas in 2006, 2007. I bought houses and lost them all.
Ouch. Yeah.
Real estate went to shit.
Yeah.
In Vegas. And between 2007 and 2009, I lost everything, all the money.
Oh. That was a rough time.
Yeah, and I had to give them back. I had to give the houses back to the bank. The prices went down to half.
Yeah,
they were worth less than what I still owed on them. Now, if I had bought 3 or 4 for cash,
right,
it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, it was the leverage.
But the thing is, I 80% financed them, and I had payments, and my payments were higher than the rent I can get. And when you have one and you lose a couple hundred, that's fine. But I had multiple houses.
Right,
I'm losing several thousand a month.
Yeah.
I'm going, this is not going to work.
We've kind of forgotten about that period as Americans.
We've had
there's been a lot that's happened since then, but that was really rough. I graduated we're kind of right in the middle of that. That was actually the reason why I I went to China in the first place.
Oh, yeah?
Was there wasn't I graduated with a degree in economics in 2008.
Very good.
Kind of right on the brink of the
So you
financial
followed
crisis.
economics very well. You understood financial.
Well, I got a lesson in just how corrupt that profession was right as I was graduating, and no, it was tough at that time. So I'd never been abroad before, and decided if there's a time to do it, the time is now. So
it's good.
And looking back, I don't regret it at all. It was a great experience.
You're one of the few people that can break out from their comfort circle. You know what I'm talking about. If you were into finance or economics, everybody has this comfort circle.
Right.
They know where the gas station is. They know where the market is. They know which aisle to go to for particular food, coffee, or whatever, bread or whatever. Okay? And it's very difficult. And I had to deal with a lot of older people, okay, my age and older, that aren't happy, but they just can't leave that comfort circle because they know where everything is. Mm-hmm. So they hide out in their house and grow old. It's a shame. Mm-hmm. And they live out the last of their years paying too much money, living on less because everything's gotten so expensive, food, taxes.
Yeah, I think a lot of the expats that come here to Dumaguete, they kind of self-select out of that group. Paul talks about that a little bit, is the kind of Groundhog Day aspect of living in the States. And
the Groundhog Day, day after day.
Well, one thing you can say about living here is, every day offers something new, a new opportunity, something, it's different.
Yeah. I know I'm gonna get busy. We've been on for a pretty long time, 51 minutes. So we're gonna probably have to wind this up. So what is your future plans?
My future plans are to settle here in Dumaguete. I like it here. I've got a kind of a girl I'm interested in,
right.
and we're gonna try and settle down here and make a life of it.
Do you think you'll have children at your age?
So,
you're not that old. 45 is not that old.
Yeah, we've discussed it, and I think we plan to. Maybe not immediately. I think it'd probably be good to give it a little bit of time, especially considering we for a couple that's getting married, we haven't had the longest relationship so far. But yes, down the line.
You've only been a few months. I think you said 4 months or so.
Yeah.
Was her name Mina?
Nina.
And Nina have any children?
No.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
And she has sisters and brothers. That's a plus.
Yes.
And her family lives in a province somewhere close?
Yes.
Okay. How close in time-wise?
I'd say a couple hours.
That's perfect. You don't want them in Dumaguete. Or every brother and uncle will be coming to you asking you if you'll finance this or buy them that. And of course, they'll pay you back. Never. They don't understand the concept.
They've been really good.
That's good.
So
you've met the family.
Yeah, and I think they're wonderful people.
And have you stayed with the family?
I have.
Okay. And how was it there? What kind of living standards was it?
I really enjoyed it. So I've had a couple of visits. One with the family, the kind of, I'd say, nuclear family or immediate family, and one with some uncles and aunts and cousins and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So the family itself, they asked me to stay in a hotel nearby. It's a province house, so
it's rough.
It's different from the standards in the U.S. I'd say
it's rough. A lot of people think of camping in a motorhome. Okay, It's not even close to that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I grew up camping and backpacking, so
But that's like you're all the way out from civilization in a tent.
Yeah,
and if you're lucky, you have an air mattress.
I like cooking outdoors. One thing I really enjoyed was we did a lechon, like a whole pig roasted on a spit out there. That was fantastic.
Okay,
I really enjoyed that.
And did the neighbors come?
There were a whole lot of relatives. I don't know if there were any neighbors.
Because the deal is, if you cook something like lechon or something,
right,
everybody can come and you can't say no. It could be even people you don't know. If they smell it and you're cooking and they come and they'll look for food, they're invited. You can't say this is a private event.
Really?
Even if it's a wedding, by the way. So you stayed at Sentia Hotel, and they have weddings on the second floor, as you know. When they have weddings and everything, you can't have a guest list. They'll let you know because people come, you don't even know who they are, Filipinos, and they'll enjoy the food and sit down and dance and sing. They'll be very polite, maybe not dressed as well as you'd like, but it's open. It's open.
Okay.
Here. It's open here, so expect that.
Okay.
And you'll be paying for food for people that you don't even know, and it happens. It's very strange here. It's a little different. It's different here, but it's all good.
Well, I really enjoyed the lechon. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Wish you lots of luck. We're going to get an update maybe in 6 months and see how that's. If you found a place, if you're staying with Nina, right?
Yes.
Staying with Nina, and she moved in with you or not, and if children are a possibility, maybe we'll get an update in maybe 6 months. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. This is Goldfinger, and we're saying bye-bye.